Interface Video presents Fairhope Hospice Today. Brought to you by Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home.
Welcome to Fairhope Hospice Today. I'm Kristen Glazier, President and CEO here at Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, home of the Pickering House. Thank you for joining us for this segment. We are here today at the Pickering House, sitting in front of a warm, cozy fire, and we are really just wanted to welcome you right into December and do a recap on our year. Have a special guest with me today.
Hi, I'm Dawn Walker, Marketing Manager here at Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care.
Thanks for being here with me, Dawn. Dawn and I spend a lot of time together. She does a great job really with the marketing team, the community events, and we thought we would take some time today just kind of talk about really the recap of this year.
Yeah.
We always, talk about how busy a year it's been, and we get to this time of year and we look back as we're writing the accomplishments for 2025 and looking at our goals for 2026. We've done a lot of things. We've been busy.
Right, we have. Census has grown. So we talk about the things we do in the community to stay in front of people, and we thought, we talk about growing our census, and it's a lot of workload for our staff, caring for the community, being alongside them in the difficult journey. And I kind of thought, why has census grown? Like, what do we attribute that to? Yeah. And I wrote down a couple things here. Educating the community, answering their questions, building relationships. We want people to truly understand who we are and what we do, and what Fairhope means to the community.
And really what sets us apart.
Right.
There are a lot of hospices in this area and surrounding counties, but we think, I think, and I know you and your team think every day, what is the difference between what we do and what other hospices do? And I really think it just comes down to, one thing is being a nonprofit.
Yes.
It's always people over profits. What we do every day, we think about the patient first, and oftentimes staff will come to me and say, well, this is what we think the patient needs. And I always ask that question. Is it really something that they need? And if it is, then we make sure that they get that. Right. So I do think that it's just the education piece is really huge. People think they know when we talk about what Fairhope is and what we do. Everybody's experience is a little different. Like, we're here at the Pickering House. We have 12 beds here. We see a lot of patients, but we also go to all the homes in 7 counties, surrounding areas, anywhere an hour from here at the Pickering House, but also the nursing facilities and the assisted livings. Those are always very busy, especially for your team.
Right. We spend a lot of time in the community. We spend a lot of time in our facilities. And this last month, November was huge for us. We had the Veterans Pinnings. Veterans Day was November 11th. So we spent a lot of time in the community. Freedom's Never Free. We had our Olive Dale pinning ceremony and their luncheon. Kristen helped a lot with that. Our volunteers helped a lot. And through that, we were able to pin 215 veterans.
That's amazing. And I don't want to say most of them, but maybe most of them are not on our hospice care.
No, most of them were not.
There's just a need there.
There is, and it's really nice to honor those veterans. We have a lot of volunteers. We have our We Honor Veterans program here that you heard about last month, but a lot of the volunteers that help with that We Honor Veterans program followed us around, my marketing team, in the facilities and at these events to help with this too, so it was really special.
How many facilities do you think you were in?
I think at least 15.
Wow.
I think every facility that we service we were in.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a
so
lot.
It was a big deal. What all does the veteran pinnings involve? How does it go when you go to the home? Who goes to the home for the pinning, and what do we take with us?
Okay. It basically, the whole thing starts. I get a call from either one of the intake nurses or Twyla or volunteer director, because when the intake nurse goes to where the person lives, talks to the family, they ask just so that if they need VA benefits or whatever, so they'll ask if they're a veteran. And if they say yes, they ask if you'd like to be honored with a military pinning. And I don't know what the percentage is, yes or no, but we do quite a few pinnings. And what I'll do is call the caregiver, the daughter, whoever is managing the care, the family member, and work out the arrangements of when you would like to have it. And so everything's settled. We have a branch of service pin, a little American flag, and then we have a ribbon, a cloth ribbon. And it's Star Spangled Banner and all that. So once they remove the pins from the garment, they can put it on this and mount it on the wall. But we'll begin by just talking to the family, and finding out the background. If the veteran is coherent and can communicate, we'll talk to them. Generally, they're not. Generally, the procedure happens right towards the end of life.
I want to talk a little bit about census, because I'm not sure, that's our business talk, and we talk all the time about how our census is growing. And for us, sometimes that's, a double-edged sword. Because as our census grows, and the census is the number of patients that we take care of every day, we've seen a huge jump in those numbers since last September, or 2024.
Yeah.
And, it is a double-edged sword, because as we're helping a family and our census grows, we know that there's a family that's going through an awful lot. They're facing this new journey. They need help. Maybe they fought they've been down this road for a long time, and now they're at the point where quality and comfort is what they need. So, I'm always very proud that we can help the number of people that we want to help. But on the other side, you have to think about, those are a lot of lives that are lost. But the opportunity for us just to touch their lives as they're going through this journey is really what Fairhope is all about every day.
And I think that's another point I wanted to talk about, was how I think the strength of our internal collaboration here at Fairhope is so important, and what we do as an agency to take care of our staff here to make sure that we can take care of these patients and take care of their family as our census grows. I think we've done an excellent job of that in 2025 as we look back. We talked about that the other day, and why we think our census has grown, and the strength of it's not just getting out in the community and educating. It's what we do here as an agency with our staff to take care, to make sure that we are able to take care of our patients and their families, to get those referrals, to get the patients on service, to that our nurses are capable of going out there and having the ability to get our patients on services in a timely manner.
Yeah, you're right, and I don't think people realize. We have a staff here of 120 people. That's a fairly large agency, and so it takes a lot. When you talk about the integration and just those all the wheels turning, there's so many pieces that have to fit together, and I think that we do a really good job of not only educating our staff so that when they go into a home, they're all doing the same things. Right. Everybody's a little different. We know that their skills and their styles are different, but everybody's doing the same thing. And when that happens, we have good results where the families feel cared for and comfortable and safe. And so I think that speaks a lot to that census growing, is we've just set those high standards as a hospice here in this community.
Right.
Yeah. So we're going to get started with our first staff member. So, hello, Kelly.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
I know that we've talked about this for a little bit, so thank you very much for taking some time. And it's funny because Kelly said to me, "Okay, I'll do it, but I've got 2 minutes. I've got patients that are waiting." So we're going to get started. So I just wanted you to share. Just tell me your name, how long you've been here with Fairhope.
My name is Kelly Van Scoy, and I have been here for about 2 years.
Okay. Boy, time is flying. So what brought you to Fairhope?
Well, I have a history of doing hospice work at other facilities. I had retired, and I was retired for about 4 or 5 years, and I got a little bored. So I decided to come back to work, and this was the place I wanted to work at.
Wow, I don't think I knew that you had retired and come back. Thank goodness. Thank goodness you got bored for us. You do such a great job with our families and just really communicating and being there for our families. So we're really, really fortunate to have you. So can you tell me why you feel passionate about hospice care? Like, what makes you come to work every day? You said you retired and you came back. So tell me what your passion is.
People say, when I say that I'm a hospice nurse, almost across the board, people will say to me, I don't know how you could do that job. That's just, it's a special person that could do that job. And I always want to say to them, it's, if you knew my job, if you actually did my job, you would see it as a blessing, because I get the opportunity to go into people's homes and to wherever they're living, their living space. Sometimes it's a nursing home. And I get to see what's really important to them in a time when they are very vulnerable and their facades are down and they're just being real, genuine people. Yeah. I get to help them through whatever issues they're going through so that they can finish living their life. And it's an honor and a blessing to be able to do that. I could not do that without having amazing management here. We really have wonderful staff and management that allows me to do that job well. And I can't really say that about other hospices that I've worked at. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. You know, we work really hard. We've been here in the community for 41 years, and the things that you say are the things that we do every day, you know, like just figuring out what's most important to our patients and families, but then allowing them to go through this very, difficult time. We have one chance to do this right, and I feel like every nurse and staff member that we have really understand that. So I think you're right. What we do every day is really special. It does take a special person, but also it's a gift. It's a gift that we can give every day.
Yes.
So, okay. Any story that you would like to share? Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for taking a couple
my
minutes,
honor.
and I'll let you go and get on your way. It is so important for families to feel comfortable and safe when they call, because oftentimes that first phone call, even picking up the phone physically and just dialing that number, is very hard. You're asking for something that is a very difficult and private decision, and so we want everyone to feel comfortable and safe that you pick up that phone, you make that phone call, and let us just guide you and lead you where you want. And then you can make an informed decision about what's best for you and your family.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
I can actually dream again, because there's things I was figuring I was going to give up being able to do. And one of the things I love to do is I love to go in the canal sites, the old canal sites where the locks are, climbing up and down and stuff. I can do that again. I feel like there's nothing I can't do.
At Fairfield Federal, we believe true prosperity is shared. For 130 years, Fairfield Federal has invested in the community that built us. From supporting businesses that employ our neighbors, empowering the initiatives that strengthen our community, and serving generations of families, Fairfield Federal is proud to share this milestone of progress with our hometown. Fairfield Federal is your place for checking, savings, and home loans. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402612.
Hello, I'm David Uhl, Superintendent of the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. At Fairfield DD, we believe the holidays are about belonging, connection, and celebrating every person's unique gifts. Our mission is to bring about a vibrant community where people lead lives of greater independence and make meaningful contributions in our communities. This season, let's continue building an inclusive world, one filled with kindness, opportunity, and joy for all. From all of us at Fairfield DD, we wish you peace, love, and a truly meaningful holiday season.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is. Thank you for joining us on Fairhope Hospice today. I'm Kristen Glazier, President and CEO at Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care. Let's talk about some of the other things that we've done this year. Let's work backwards. So we talked about the veteran pinnings, the military pinnings. November was National Hospice and Palliative Care Month, which is just a special time for us just to reflect on our mission, what we do, why we do it, and just really know, like we talked about, as a nonprofit, it's people over profits, and we work every day really hard to make sure that that happens. AIM Clinic.
Yeah, 1 year anniversary.
1 year anniversary was in September, so we just continue to kind of grow and really figure out that whole avenue and that journey. It's been a great journey. We just recently named Alicia Grillo our Director of Palliative. Dr. Barbara Singer is our Medical Director for Palliative. So things are really changing there, growing there.
Yeah, and you'll hear more about our palliative program this year. It's really a big initiative. Hospice is always at the forefront of continued education for hospice, but for community education, for me as the marketing manager, is to really educate the community, physicians, everybody about palliative care and what that means in the clinic setting as well.
Yeah, let's talk about that, but I want to go ahead and give our phone number. Okay. So the phone number here at Fairhope Hospice is 740-654-7077. You're welcome to follow us and like us on Facebook, and also our website, fairhopehospice.org. So if you need any information about palliative or hospice, please feel free just to reach out one of those avenues. So the palliative clinic is, palliative in itself is really geared towards someone who has a chronic illness that we know really it won't be healed. It's chronic, it's serious, but they're not ready for hospice. Right. They may have a long journey ahead of them. Maybe it's a fairly new diagnosis of cancer or COPD, any of those conditions. But we know, and we work closely with their physicians to just manage that. There's a lot of symptoms that go with that. Our goal is to keep them out of the hospital. So the AIM Clinic really works as a specialist, a clinic where we have specialists, 5 nurse practitioners, that every day their focus is to work with the primary care physician or their specialist and coordinate that care. So we've had a big focus in the past year on just being at the clinic.
Right.
We've slowly opened back up and sending some of our practitioners to nursing facilities, assisted livings. How do you feel like that's benefiting just the clinic and the program in general?
I think it benefits them a lot. I think there are a lot of, for instance, our assisted living facilities in our area, there are a lot of patients and residents there that are very independent, and they need that second set of eyes there. And our palliative program can really help them, and they're still getting out of those facilities. They're still living their life. They're not that, like we said, they still have a whole lot of life left to live. And I think it's just a better opportunity for our palliative program to expand. And for, I know, like we hadn't really mentioned this, but our social worker, there's a lot of different dynamics in these settings that they need a lot of there's just a lot of need. Some different social settings, different things that they, what am I trying to say?
Like transportation, maybe meals, maybe some assistance with their medications.
Right.
So even though hospice provides all of those things, this palliative group really needs that extra set of support. So we have a social worker that does that, and she does a great job.
Right, and like you said, decrease in hospitalizations. That's a huge focus, and that happens so much. And to, people in the community, you might not see that as much as we do, but it is a huge issue. The ERs are busy, the urgent cares are busy, the hospitals are busy, and if we can keep your loved one out of the hospital, that is a big deal.
It sure is, with extra eyes.
Right.
My name's Alicia Grillo. I'm a nurse practitioner with the palliative care team, and I've been with Fairhope now for 8 years.
I'm Dr. Barbara Singer, and I also get to play a role here at the palliative clinic, which is delightful. And I've been at Fairhope for about 14 years.
14 years. And your primary role up until this point has really been with hospice. And so we've been really grateful and thankful that you've been able to really help guide us here at the clinic and help manage some of the palliative patients that we're seeing here. So we're thankful for that. Okay, so we have been open for a year, and I just want to talk a little bit about what that means, because palliative has really been around for many, many years with Fairhope. When you started, has it been 9 years? 8 years? Palliative looked very different. So yes, it did. So we've come a long way. So this celebration in the clinic that's open now is really a celebration. Can you kind of talk just a little bit about what that means to you, to see where you started? We were up at the Nita M. Turner Center, sort of in the basement. I think you guys had one room
for 3 people.
Yes.
Crowded in a small little area, taking care of people. And I think we started when I first started with 50 individuals we were helping to care for. And then as we grew, we got to grow into a different office, a little bit more staff members. And to be able to now have 1 year in our office here at the clinic has been amazing, because we've been able to reach out to so many more people.
So we have still, this year, even though it's coming to a close, there are a lot of things that we're working on moving forward for next year.
Right.
Our big event,
Fairhope Celebrates Life.
So soon you will be invited to join us if you'd like to be a sponsor, if you'd like to just participate that evening. So watch all of our outlets. You'll find out a lot of good information to come.
Follow us on Facebook at Fairhope Hospice and Pickering House.
Yeah, so a lot of great things coming. The one thing that I do want to speak about just real quickly before we end our segment here is this is also a difficult time for a lot of people who have lost a loved one. So please know that we have our great grief support team here, our bereavement team. So if there are things, and you would not have had to have gone through the hospice program in order to utilize that. So give us a call at 740-654-7077, and we would be glad to hook you up with the grief support team. They have groups here on Fridays. You can meet one-on-one with them. And then also the other thing to really note is on our website, on our webpage, you're going to see some grief tools for the holiday. Please just, go on the website, look at that information. It's going to really help you and kind of talk to you about maybe how to lean into the holidays after the loss of a loved one. So anything that we can do to support you through this time, we're glad to do it.
Thank you.
Well,
yeah.
Here's to a good year, right?
That's right. Yep.
All right. Thanks so much for joining me today.
I'm with Dawn Walker from Fairhope Hospice. Dawn, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
It's kind of early on in the fair, not today, although it's early on today, but it's early on in the fair, not too much going on yet. You guys we're at the Art Hall, which is this location, but my golly, you guys got 2 locations.
Yes. So I've been at both locations already this morning. So we are in the opposite end of the fairgrounds as well. So we're at the WLOH tent by the log cabin. We have free popcorn.
Come in off Broad Street.
Yep, so we have free popcorn there from 10 to 4 p.m. every day. Yeah, so we staff that with volunteers all day as well as here, and 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. here every day.
And you're here a couple times, few times?
All day. I'm not here till 8.
The excitement is exuding from you, I can tell.
So I'm the volunteer. I am the volunteer manager this week, so our volunteer manager is off. So I am coordinating all the volunteers this year, and that's my first time doing that.
I thought you were marketing director.
I am marketing manager, and I'm doing a dual role this week. It's kind of exciting. It's fun. I'll get to know the volunteers a little bit better, and doing that scheduling, and it's exciting.
Now, here at the Art Hall, you have a couple people here each time, or throughout the day, couple?
Yeah, so we try to do 2 volunteers per shift, so they're not here by themselves, and it gets a little busy here, down here in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, that's right. What's new? Anything we should be aware of at hospice? We know what a wonderful organization it is, and we can always chat about that, but anything going on we should be aware of?
Well, we do have our upcoming Fun and Run, so that's a 5K coming up on October 18th on a Saturday, so that is not this coming weekend, but the weekend after the fair.
Okay.
So that is a fun run, so you do not have to run the 5K, you can walk.
Is that the fun?
And that it's not a fundraiser. So it's just to bring awareness to Fairhope, get the community together, and you can find information on that on Fairhope Hospice and Pickering House on our Facebook page or on our website to register for that. No commitment, just a lot of fun. Yeah.
I know one of the recent events you had, maybe just a couple of weeks ago, was the Gordon Snyder golf outing. How did that go? Was it wonderful?
It was wonderful. We planned that pretty quick, but in memory of Gordon B. Snyder, it was really amazing how many people embraced that and came out to participate and support us. It was awesome.
Well, everybody that in any way knew Gordon, knew what a great guy he was, how much hospice meant to him, and you combine that with hospice, who has such a great reputation anyway, you can see where that'd go well.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was amazing.
So it's a busy week out here. Things still going on up at hospice though, right?
Absolutely fully staffed.
That's the rumor going on. You don't know because you're here. But
Right. Oh, I was at the Pickering House this morning. Yes.
You're everywhere.
Yes. So our staff is still busy. So that's why we have volunteers here, and the staff can still take care of all of our patients.
Don Walker is the marketing director of Fairhope Hospice, and does this take a while to get set up, or you just kind of throw this together like an hour before?
No, it takes a while. So I start preparing everything the week before, and then Friday is go time. So me and our vice president, Seth White, so he will be here today for Veterans Day, and then Senior Day is Wednesday. So that's a big day. Don't forget about Senior Day here. We have started at 11:30 at the WLOH tent. So he'll be here, but him and I set up all day Friday here, and that was a big to do.
And then they have a nice event at 12:30 for the married couples.
Yes, so celebrating over 50 years. Come for that. There's gift cards, there's prizes. You do not want to miss that.
And Kristen's in for that.
She's not here this year.
Oh, I saw where she was on a fun bus tour, so
she's in Michigan. She's in Michigan. It happened that she could not miss it.
Oh, please.
I know, but listen, Anna Tobin and Anna from the Senior Hub Meals on Wheels, we're the Vanna Whites this year.
Lovely.
Yes, so we're passing out the gift cards. So, yep. So,
yep.
We'll miss Kristen.
Wednesday.
Yep. So be there, be square.
So one more part of a job you have to take on at the fair.
But it's fun. I love the fair. I love the Fairfield County Fair. It is the best and the last. But the pumpkin show is next week, and that is my favorite.
But that's a personal favorite.
That's a personal favorite.
Now, were you at the Hocking County Fair when they had that this year, I assume?
I was not. Laura Kennedy,
Okay.
She's our community educator in Hocking County, and she was there every day, all day, every day.
So nothing with hospice at the pumpkin show, just you and your family?
Just me and my family. Yep, you got it.
What's your favorite food over there?
I like the pumpkin donuts, and there's a pumpkin lasagna that is really good at the Rotary booth. It's sweet. It's not savory.
Now, how about here at this fair? They have tons of different things, and I'm sure you try something different all the time. Do you have a favorite?
There is a lady down one of the middle rows here, close to the Canes, that has a fry pie. It's so good. It's savory. So it's kind of a Mexican dish, Tex-Mex. It's really good.
Okay, down by the Canes?
Yep.
We'll
Up through the middle. Yep, check it out.
Don Walker, Marketing Director with the Fairhope Hospice. Thank you, dear, for being with us. Always a pleasure. We'll see you Wednesday.
Yes, see you Wednesday.
Thank you for joining us today on our segment. This concludes 2025. I'm very grateful that you join us each time to learn more about Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care. Have a great end of the year, and we'll see you in January.
Interface Video presents Fairhope Hospice Today. Brought to you by Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home.